From time to time, we'll sit down and we'll meet with people who were involved in some sort of accident, let's say a car accident, and they have been working with an attorney, but the attorney isn't responding to their phone calls or their emails, or things are going more slowly than what is normal in the car accident or personal injury world, and they think to themselves, man, I've hired an attorney and I am just stuck with them. And so today I want to talk a little bit about how that relationship between an attorney and a client works. So as the client, you have an absolute right to change attorneys if you're not satisfied with your current attorney. We get clients all the time who have worked with prior attorneys and they come to us. Occasionally, people aren't happy about the work that we're doing and they'll go and retain another attorney. And that's just the way this part of the legal world works. The contract that somebody signs with our firm says that we can send you away or you can send us away if you're not happy with how we're performing or how our relationship is working. So you're never tied exclusively to use one attorney forever and ever until it's all resolved. Now the question is, how do I switch attorneys? And that's a fair question. In our firm, we require every one of our clients to sign a client contract. That client contract says that we can fire them or they can fire us, but if we have a settlement offer in place, then we have earned our contingency fee, which usually is somewhere between a third and sometimes can go down a little bit from there. When you switch attorneys and you go from one attorney to another attorney and there's no settlement offer on the table, that's a pretty seamless switch. When somebody comes to us from another law firm, sometimes the client will want us to reach out to the law firm that was representing them and just say, hey, listen, they've come over to our office and we're now working with them. Please provide us with copies of all the documents that you have. Those documents that either you've given to the attorney, the former attorney, or that former attorney has gathered as part of your representation, they actually belong to you, the client, and so you're entitled to them. So when we step in and we start to help people, one of the first things we do is send a letter to your old law firm that says, hey, listen, they no longer want your services, and oh, by the way, please send us copies of all the documents that you've gathered. And that's just the way the legal world works and the rules of ethics for attorneys work. As far as legal fees or costs go, if the attorney that you were working with has spent money to gather records or to hire experts, or if they have a settlement offer on the table, even if it's like a low offer, they have basically an attorney's lien against the proceeds of settlement. So from time to time, a prior attorney will have done work and they'll have a settlement offer, or they will have spent money in order to further your case. You do have the responsibility typically of paying them. Now, the whole purpose of somebody moving from one attorney to another is that they're dissatisfied either with the work that's going on, the pace of the work, or the amount of money that attorney is recommending that the client settle for. So the only time where we will take on a client is if we really feel like we can get them considerably more money than they're being offered with the other attorney. It happens from time to time that somebody will come to us and they'll say, hey, listen, I'm represented by another attorney. This is the offer on the table from the insurance company. And we'll, kind of talk with them and look at the numbers, what's been offered and what the damages are. And we'll say, listen, we think you're better off just staying with your current attorney. We don't know that we can really help you dramatically to make it worth paying that old attorney and paying us our contingency fee. And so we try and be really truthful and just straightforward with our clients or prospective clients because we really want what is best for you. So sometimes people will come in and they'll say, they'll tell us about their relationship with their current attorney. And the keys for me, when it makes sense to kind of part ways with your prior attorney, if you're not able to talk to somebody in their office, that's a big problem. We all want to be communicated with, and especially when somebody is first injured, there are lots of questions. And if the attorney's office can't answer those questions for you, then you might want to think about getting another attorney. Some law firms, they won't actually file lawsuits. They won't litigate. They won't fight with the insurance company. And they actually will refuse to do that. And so there are lots of cases where we have to file a lawsuit. We have to be willing to fight in court with the insurance company because the amount that they're offering is so minimal as compared to what our client is entitled to. And so if an attorney says, hey, I'm not willing to file a lawsuit, that is probably a time when it would make sense to switch firms so that you can get with somebody who will protect your interests. Sometimes some attorneys, they just are not a good personality fit. People deal with other people all the time in the world where you just don't mesh very well with the attorney or with the law office that you're working with. And so there's not that there's anything wrong with the work that they're doing, but there's just this kind of personality conflict. And so that would be another example of a time when it would make sense to maybe look elsewhere for legal representation. Also, there are times when things are moving slowly. Now, I'll be, just on the level with you that the process of working on and settling a personal injury case takes a long time. And our clients, other people's clients who have been involved in accidents, they don't always understand that the process just takes a long time. And so they get upset with their current attorney and they come to us and they say, hey, we just can't believe it's taking as long as it's taking to get our case settled. And the reality is that that's just how long it takes. And so we try and have a frank conversation with those people and say, we would certainly be willing to help you, but you need to realize that this process just takes time. And so if your frustration is exclusively that this is taking longer than you think it should, then it might not be the best idea to change attorneys. Obviously, it's kind of a case-by-case deal. We're happy to meet with people who have a current attorney to kind of help them understand whether the things that they're experiencing maybe merit changing an attorney or if maybe they're better off sticking with their current attorney. Switching attorneys is not super complicated. It's a pretty easy situation. Typically, you can just fire one attorney and hire a new attorney. Your new attorney, oftentimes, if you feel uncomfortable firing your old attorney, they'll actually take care of it for you. They'll send them a letter and a request for all the documents that they have on the case. And so that part isn't terribly complex. There are factors that everybody needs to think through when they're thinking about switching attorneys that complicate things a little bit. But if you're dissatisfied with your attorney because of lack of communication, lack of progress, or just a personality conflict, we never have a problem sitting down with you and just talking through those things with you, and maybe we're a better fit. As always, if you're injured in an accident and it's not your fault, we would love to help you.